Rachel Maddow is reportedly furious with her Morning Joe colleagues for meeting with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago after he won the presidential election. Do you think there's much truth to these reports?
I mean, it wouldn't shock me. I mean, when the basis of your career has been to make Donald Trump appear like Hitler, to make Donald Trump seem like the worst man in human history, and then you see your colleagues who change tune and at least sit down with the man. Doesn't mean that they support him. At least, I don't know, treat him like a typical politician. Yeah, I could see someone having a problem with that. So honestly, it could be true. I know these are, speculations, but it would not shock me whatsoever. This woman has spread every false narrative, every bit of propaganda, especially anything revolving around Russia, that has never come to fruition, that she never apologizes for, acts like she didn't even say the very thing that she said. So yeah, I truly believe this woman has propagandized herself to the point where she thinks anyone who even mentions the man's name, like he's Voldemort or something, she'll treat them with a huge amount of disdain.
Well, speaking of MSNBC, its primetime audience has dipped 53% and CNN's 47% since the week before the election, while Fox News has largely held on to its audience. Adam, do you see this as the anti-Trump movement losing some of its momentum?
Well, yes. For one, they were really telling people that she's got it in the bag. And this honestly goes back to the disconnect of the mainstream media in the United States. And this is the reason why Donald Trump won and won so heavily. They're completely disconnected from the average American and what they're experiencing. These are people who are millionaires. You mentioned Rachel Maddow, who's a millionaire on television, who tell you to be scared and, white supremacy this. And the biggest issue in America is fascism. When most people that I run into, fascism isn't even like in their top 10 or top 20, right? The issues that they care about is, can they afford food? Can they afford gas? The state of the economy. Are they safe in their neighborhoods? Common sense, political things. And even more so, when it comes to safety in the economy, that wraps up into the border. A lot of Americans care about it, especially people in the Northeast and in New York City, because the problems at the border have made it to their front door. So these are things that regular Americans care about, but all they want to talk about is Trump is bad. And they want to give a false narrative about this man. And I think a lot of people have come to the conclusion that, hey, if majority of Americans are supporting this man, is it really that the country is bad, or we're disconnected from the country? And I think when you follow these false prophets, you end up in strange territories. So I think it's just a lot of Americans realizing that the propaganda that they're being fed is exactly that, and that they're ultimately lying, and they've been fear-mongering them for years about this man. And I'm including myself as a former Democrat, believe many of these lies. And I think maybe this is a time for people to disconnect and reevaluate the information that they've taken in.
Well, let's see if these media companies actually take that in and make some changes, or whether the lack of self-awareness continues. Adam B. Coleman, thank you for your time.